evening, friends, and welcome back to my kitchen. So tonight we are going to be making chicken and cabbage stew. So come on along while I get that going. Alright friends, so I have all my ingredients out here, but first thing we need to do is we need to cook this chicken. This is our chicken that we raised here on our farm. It's a little bit frozen still. I had it thawing in the refrigerator for about a couple days, but it still is a little bit frozen. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything in, or put the chicken into my Instapot. Alright, so I have my Instapot filled about halfway with water. I'm going to go ahead and add some seasonings to this. I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, a whole teaspoon of onion powder, and a whole teaspoon of garlic powder. And this is just to help flavor the chicken as well as the broth. The broth we're going to be using in our stew as well as the chicken. I'll shred that up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here and we're going to get this cooking. Alright friends, so I'm going to go ahead and place the lid on my Instapot, and we're going to be doing poultry, but we're going to be doing this for an hour and a half. And then we're going to go ahead and hit start. You want to make sure when you're using your Instapot that you have the venting off. You don't want it to be venting. You want it to go ahead and keep all the pressure inside of it. So I will see you all back in an hour and a half when my chicken is done. Alright friends, welcome back. So my chicken is done and it is just falling apart. So I'm going to go ahead and strain it into my cheesecloth, and then I have a strainer underneath just to get rid of the chicken and any pieces that came off the chicken, because I just want the broth for right now. You know what, I think I'm just going to use the broth and I'm going to leave the chicken in there for now. Alright, so there's my broth. And I'm going to put my chicken in here so I can shred it up. And as you can see, it is just literally falling apart. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and return my broth to the pot. And it's very hot, so be careful. Alright, so to my broth, I'm going to go ahead and add the vegetables that I have already cut up. I've got 5 carrots, a whole onion, and 2 bell peppers. And I have 3 tomatoes from my garden that I'm also going to add to this. But first I need to peel them and then cut them up. So let me show you how I do that. Alright y'all, so I've got a pot of water. I'm going to go ahead and set it on the stove on high to get it boiling. Alright friends, so my tomatoes, I have washed them well. And I'm just going to cut out the top part. And I have a melon baller that I'm using, but you can certainly use a sharp knife just to cut around to take out the top part. And then at the bottom, you're going to do an X. Alright. Now once my water comes to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and put these in for like 10 seconds and take them right out. And once that happens, then I'm able to peel the skin right off of the tomatoes. And then we'll chop them up and put them in the stew. Alright friends, so my water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and place my tomatoes inside the water. And that's all the time it needs. And then go ahead and take them out. As you can see, this one is already starting to peel. And then you're just going to peel back the skin. Easy as that. And then I'm just going to chop them up and put them right into the broth with all the other vegetables. Alright friends, so now to this I'm going to add a can of tomato sauce. And just give that a stir. And I'm going to go ahead and put this back on the crock pot for 5 minutes just to soften the veggies. Alright friends, so as my vegetables are cooking in the crock pot, I'm going to go ahead and cut up our cabbage. I went ahead and cut it into 4 pieces, and I'm removing any part that looks kind of unpleasant. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the core, and I'm going to start just peeling it back so that way I can wash it and it's ready to go in the stew as soon as it comes out. So just remove every little piece of cabbage. Alright friends, so I'm going to take these over and get them all washed. Alright friends, so my cabbage is all washed. So now I'm just going to wait until the Instapot is done with the other vegetables. And then I'm just going to throw these right into the hot water, cover it, and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes until they wilt. I'm also going to start chopping up the chicken right now, so that way I can also throw that in there at the same time that I throw the cabbage in. Alright friends, so I have my chicken here. I'm just going to start taking apart the breast meat and start chopping it up. And if it's still hot, please be very, very careful. I'm just kind of rough chopping it. I don't want it to be in small pieces because I want it to be a hearty stew with nice chunks of chicken, cabbage, and vegetables in it that you can eat. Alright, and that's it for my chicken. So I'll bring you all back when it's time to put it in with the rest of the vegetables and the broth. All right, friends, so everything is done inside here. Now is to put the chicken and the cabbage in. And you're just gonna submerge this under the water and then put the lid right back on and let it sit for about 10 minutes inside this hot liquid with the lid on. All right, so I'll see y'all back in about 10 minutes. All right, friends, it's been about 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and see how it looks. Our cabbage has wilted down nicely, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour us a bowl, and definitely gotta get some of the juice. And there you have it, friends. We've got our chicken cabbage stew. So I hope you give this a try. I hope you like it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. And as always, I hope all is well and have a blessed day. And I do have the Instapot about halfway filled